Okay, so welcome to the consultancy space for Generation 2021 for MCVP application for AIESEC in Sweden. And this, like, I choose some small topics from the quarter review and the monthly reviews and the previous period of time, and also from the history before. And also by the end of this space, feel free just like to ask me any questions. Feel free to just like, yeah, write down the questions in the chat, and then like we can answer them together. Cool. Do you know like the changes of the like in the structure of AIESEC in Sweden started with the beginning of our term, because when we came as MC Northwen, we had legislation with the LCPs and the LCs to change the structure as an input from the Board of Advisors of AIESEC in Sweden as well. So basically, after the changes in the structures, it became more flat structure, not hierarchy like LCs and LCP, LCVP, team leader, and the member, because the communication was pretty like difficult in this case. So it became more flat structure. After the changes, the MCVPs became the final responsible and the team leaders of each department. So, for example, for OGX, I have like local teams like in each LC, like 2 to 5 members, for example, and eventually collectively they are one OGX national team. They are working in markets. Still, they are having their LCs activities, LCMs, and fun with other departments and stuff like this. But eventually, like the results or like the meetings or their meetings or like their work are coming directly together as national team of AIESEC in Sweden. So we have 5 LCs. We have AIESEC in Stockholm, an OGX team. There are 2 members there. We have in Uppsala, there is 1 member there. We had 2 members actually, but like in terms of like retention rate and stuff, so like we are waiting for the summer peak recruitment. And we have AIESEC in Linköping. We have 2 members there. We have AIESEC in Gothenburg. We had 2 members, but right now it's only 1 member. Also after the recruitment, like recruitment is running this month, or like after vacation, of course. So it would be more members. And then we have the most sustainable team is AIESEC in Lund. Basically, they have a team leader and they have 4 members OGX team. Also, like one more thing that we have 2 types of membership, is basically member and the senior member. A senior member is the person who has the right to vote, has the right to do like different things, of course, like more than the normal member. And also they like they can apply as well, like when a team leader position open in a certain department in a certain market or like LC, as we know as AIESECers. So like they can apply, and then like preferred, like when they get selected, they should be like a senior member. So the team leader of AIESEC in Lund, for example, an OGX team, is a senior member. This is basically like a general idea about the structure. Regarding the management, if you have any questions, just like you can ask me by the end of the space. So monthly priorities in the Q1, or like, yeah, the Q3 of AIESEC of like 2019, or like our Q1 as MC Northwen. So in August, we were focusing on pre-attraction SOPs, commission introduction for like the current people, because like of course in the summer retention rate is like doing a big part of like members leaving the organization. So like when you start like the term in August, basically like you have very few members, and then you have to focus on recruitment. So we were focusing on pre-attraction SOPs, commission introduction, and IR and sub-products building. In September, we were focusing on the recruitment, focusing on engaging and in the induction visits as well. Like for the people who joined, also like the new people, because like we had to go and see them physically and connect with them. We had new leads sign-ups from fairs around markets, around campuses, and we have also educating and coaching the commission, generally commission management, so onboarding the new people or like the new members, And someone is asking to join. Okay, good. So yeah, onboarding the new members, onboarding the new members, and also like catching up both of them together in terms of knowledge, in terms of technical skills, like and operational skills, what they can do, and also having working spaces with them. And in September also we had NST selection and September content creation tracker. We have like with a digital experience, we have like a tracker or like a calendar for the content, and like in each month we update it in before the start of the month. So basically, we create the content together, we create the stories, and like also review the content before the start of the month, and then BXP starts to create the visual content and start posting it on the social media channels. And also EP management. This is part of like my MC experience as well, like managing some EPs. Normal EP manager is like something essential for some people because we have an MC account on Expa, so we have some signups coming from this MC account. So someone has to manage those signups eventually. National education cycle, creating a national education cycle for AIESEC in Sweden, OGX team. And yeah, this was like the main priorities for September. September was like a long month. So for October, basically a commission onboarding, continuing with like creating the team and delivering personal development plans for the commission and commission routines, working spaces, OGX working spaces. So we have routine of OGX working spaces like bi-weekly routine. We go physically to meet in each LC, for example, like with the team, or like if other teams can travel from a city to another city, maybe two LCs can get together in one OGX working space. So yeah, we have like this routine as OGX working space, and also tracking the NEC National Education Cycle for OGX by having like quiz in the commission meeting, the weekly commission meeting, or like just asking questions in the commission meeting. Cool. Amazing. And regarding network services delivered, like in August, basically one-to-ones and like to understand like the reality and like to get closer to the like your commission and your people and process education as well. In September, we continue, of course, with one-to-ones and physical coaching visits and process education for all like the processes in the customer flow and the OGX funnel, and follow-up calls. Of course, this is like one of the most important things because building the connection, like it's like eventually after the new structure, an MCVP in Sweden is a team leader, an OGX team leader. So you need to open the communication channels between you and your commission, and you need to be very close to them because eventually they are your team and you are leading them and you are delivering personal development plans for them. In October, personal development plans was the main focus because like it was compromised in the previous 2 months as we were settling down some activities or like focusing on the recruitment as well. Commission calls and creating the routines, continue with the one-to-ones, physical OGX working spaces in October as well, and tracking national education cycle. Cool. Okay. Guys, when I say cool, you can say like a pool. Okay. Amazing. Okay, so NST management in August, like it started the NST selection process from 3 rounds. September selection, onboarding of the team. We have two NST, OGT, focusing on OGT, growth hacking, and also like in September we had one-to-ones, like mainly to set expectations and like deliver the some team standards. In October, NST call every Tuesday, so it's a NST like a commission call. So commission call like it's weekly, and NST call is weekly as well. Individual calls for NST. NST started value delivery for tracking the standards for OGT, like the previous OGT realized EPs. And the project was created as a CV database created by the NST. Cool. Amazing. So the main bottlenecks so far are like the membership capacity, focus strategies, like because an MCVP in Sweden is strategic position, and the same time we are doing some micro operational actions that like needed to be done. So both of those can make focus a bit difficult. So this is the most important bottlenecks. One of the most important bottlenecks is like focus strategies, and also like reminding yourself with like what you were doing essentially, in order like not to lose focus on your strategy. Focusing on commission building as well. Commission means your team. So basically focusing on your team, because eventually with a new structure, you are a team leader. Membership behaviors, some behaviors you need to like time management, and like because mm, like student life here in Sweden are like is very busy, very busy, and they cannot miss anything literally. So we need to balance this by just like educating your member how to go through this, giving GCPs from maybe your life, giving I don't know, like examples and stuff like this. Conversion rate from sign up to applied, and this is, yeah, last but not least, and this is like basically the main issue that we will face in Sweden, because like this is like the lowest conversion rate, and it's very difficult because like the market is very international, very various, and like it's different, like there are lots of profiles, and even like when you create the customer personas, you will find that like you have very different people. So the conversion rate is different. People are searching for internships, but like they don't know the objective of the internship. So the value proposition of selling the product itself is very important to be known. Cool. Amazing. Sub-products and SDGs analysis for OGV, focusing basically on quality education, SDG number 4, and a good health and well-being, SDG number 3. For OGE, business administration, BE, and IT profiles. For OGT, engineering. This is from our customer personas. Conversion rates and process time. So conversion rates from sign up to applied is 8.6. Applied to accepted is 69.8. Accepted to approved is 40%. Approved to realized is 78.9. Realized to finished is 71.2. Finished to complete is 75. So basically, like as you can see here, the main like or the lowest conversion rate was like a huge difference is like sign up to applied. So for the others, of course, you can work on them as well, but increasing the conversion rate from sign up to applied is basically the main focus. And for the process time for OGV, it's 68.5 days from applied to approved, which is pretty funny. For OGE, we don't have like that much data. For OGT, it's 103 days. Cool. Amazing. So this is basically the data from the Q3 2018 and Q3 2019. So in outgoing global volunteer convergent to 2018 Q3, there are like, as you can see, there are like growth in the applications, accepted approvals, realizations, and completions. Summary: the main challenges were timeline shifting, membership capacity, quality signups. Generally, we are growing, yet more can be achieved. Okay. For outgoing global entrepreneur, we have growth in applicants, drop in acceptance, no changes in approvals or neither realizations, and we have growth in completions because it's a pipeline from the previous year. Summary, the OGE product became a focus in Q3 this year. Meanwhile, it was OGT in Q3 2018. So like it wasn't a focus in like the last year, the same time or like the same period of time. Main challenges were membership capacity as well, lack of quality signups. Who has the motive to go on a GE? For outgoing global talent, we have comparison to 2018. So yeah. So continuing outgoing global volunteer, we start again from outgoing global volunteer comparison to Q3 in 2018. You can see the growth summary. Main challenges were timeline shifting, membership capacity, quality signups. Generally, we are growing, yet more can be achieved. For outgoing global entrepreneur, comparison to the Q3 2018, you can see the growth in applicants, but we are dropping in acceptance, no changes in approvals, neither realizations. And the growth, we have a growth in completions due to a pipeline from the previous year. Summary, the OGE product became a focus in Q3 this year. Meanwhile, it was OGT in the same period of time last year in 2018. Main challenges were that basically membership capacity, lack of quality signups, and no urgency for the customer like to go also on exchange in the winter because basically they are focusing like to go on summer more, like they are attracted to go on summer more. For outgoing global talents, we are dropping as it's not a focus for this queue, or like it wasn't a focus for this queue. In applicants, acceptance, approvals, realizations, we had 2 approvals and they were like organic approvals, like just came like this. No efforts were like those results were organic, no resources were invested in OGT, and also like no efforts were given like to those approvals. Just like we are focusing right now on like delivering the standards for those realizations in order to make them realized, complete, and finished. And yes, that's it. Now it's your time, guys, so you can start asking me questions on the chat and I can start answering you. You can just say the question if you want. You can write the question on the chat. It's fine as well. Both are fine. Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you elaborate the question more? Okay. Yes. Okay, so mostly the main challenge is the winter peak. So Sweden doesn't have an issue in OGX, like doesn't have an issue with the global timeline. Like if you look at the summer peak, you will find that like the timeline of Sweden is like fitting properly like the global timeline. Yet in winter, it's like the main issue because like it's not the reason about like university or like the timeline of the university or something like this, but like also maybe because like that the vacation is very small, like it's not more than like 3 weeks maximum, and also like in those 3 weeks there's like Christmas vacation, Christmas holidays, which is like a bit personal and like family thing. So I don't know, like if someone wants like to miss something like this might be a reason in the customer persona. We also had this input from like customers when we were having like customer interviews, me and DXP. So the main issue is like with the winter peak, basically for personal and individual reasons, not because like shifting the timeline or like not because like the global timeline is not fitting. No, but like also like it's more to individual reasons. In Sweden in total? In all Sweden, like to be honest, like I don't have like like the correct information about it, because like if you look at the northern part, we are not focusing on like basically on the map. Stockholm is in the like, let's say, the middle part of Sweden, but like we have a lot of universities in the northern parts, and like we don't have like access to those universities yet. So yeah, like we have like universities like in Sundsvall, like there are like different universities in like the northern Sweden, in northern Sweden. But basically we are focusing like the main focus, or like the main markets that we have right now, is Stockholm University, which is basically very huge, because in Stockholm University we have like Stockholm University, and also like there's another university, SSE, and we have Karolinska Institute, in which like you have a lot of departments, a lot of like fields of studies inside. So that's already like very big in Stockholm, a big market, I mean. And Uppsala, we have like Uppsala University, which is like one of the biggest universities like in Sweden. Linköping University, it's not only Linköping University, but also Linköping and Örebro University. And like for Linköping itself, there are like two campuses, one in Linköping City and one in Norrköping City. So basically, it's a very big university. And we have Gutenberg University. It was like five schools before, but like after, I don't know, like recently they became one under one university, under one um, administration called Gutenberg University. So it was like five universities before, and then like how to say, like the governorate, or like the municipality of like Gothenburg City made like this Gothenburg University, and then like made them under one administration. So it's basically five universities. And in Lund University, we have like Lund University. It's very big, like the same as Uppsala. And also um it includes as well AIESEC in Lund. They have the market of Malmo, because like between Lund and Malmo, it's like basically 30 minutes by train. So yeah. So like the five LCs right now, or like the five OGX teams existing right now, like they already having like very big markets. But the thing is that we can focus on like utilizing those markets. So that was one of the reasons, not being exposing or expanding to different markets right now, because we already have like very huge markets, but we don't have like the enough resources in terms of human power to invest in those markets, or like in further markets. Okay. Yes, okay. What are your major IR partners? So major IR partners are basically one country in each region, yet the applicants, or like the customer here, from the customer persona, they don't like to have like small or like to be limited in choices. They like to have like everything in front of them, and then like to choose, which is like also very difficult, because like they will get confused anyway. But you have to proceed with the process with them like this. Which OGX campaign have you run previously or currently running? Basically, stories and showcasing from the previous term, showcasing testimonials, materials, stories from EPs, realized EPs. Even our flyers are customized about stories from OGV EPs, OGE EPs. And we don't have yet, as we are not focusing on OGT, but maybe like in the replanning, focusing might be shifting. I don't know. So yeah. What is the current strength of the portfolio? I'm sorry, what portfolio? This question I didn't understand. How strong is the UR in each LC? University relations, you have an office like in most of the LCs. It's very it's very fine, very easy like to book a lecture badge. It's very easy to have an info stand, an info booth. It's very easy to do any offline attraction activity inside the campus. The only thing that like might be difficult or the challenge is like the offline activities or like students in campuses already, they are not attracted to go like to talk with people who are having an info booth, because this is like not the culture here. The like if a student is like, for example, walking in the campus, is basically focusing on going to the next class. Even like if you wanted to give a flyer or something, they will not even care about it. So maybe partnerships with different organizations inside the campus would help, maybe. What is the operational timeline for Sweden is basically the global timeline. You can check the global timeline and it's almost the same timeline. In winter peak, it might be shifted a little bit to December, yet in summer peak, it's the same global timeline. You can make it clear for me what is the portfolio you meant. What is OGX portfolio? I'm sorry. OGX department, the main strength of OGX department right now. Yeah, it's basically the main strength of OGX department right now is basically communication. Because like communication is very open, like from like channels, like from the MC to like to an like the member in the furthest LC ever. So just like we can go through like the signups, for example, like tracking the signups and checking like who is handling which EP and like whose EP, and then like asking directly on the WhatsApp group. We have a WhatsApp group, so communication is the easiest or like the strength, like the most strong thing in OGX department here in Sweden. We don't have a specific for GT. We have a specific for GE, basically Serbia and Switzerland. Those are like the main two countries, or like two IR and GE. But like as I said, like one country in each continent and each region is the one for the GV. So in Europe we have Italy as a main IR partner in Europe. In Americas, we have Costa Rica. In Africa, we have Ghana. In Asia, we have Taiwan and Japan. One of them. Stupid. Cool. Sure. Sorry, again the question. I couldn't hear last part. Okay. Basically the synergies are coming, like as I told you, like if like the MC is like the final responsible or like the main team leaders, then the synergy is supposed to be coming from the MC first. So before an activity or before anything, this should be coming from a synergy with like the MC VPs first, and then this synergy goes to the like the membership or like the teams as a framework. No one is really responsible for synergies. Everyone has like synergies, like rotation bi-weekly. It's like a routine, bi-weekly routine. We do it like everyone has like his synergies, and like those synergy meetings should be fulfilled. There's like supposed to be an objective output, and there's a framework for the meeting itself. Like it should be fulfilled. It should be like having an output of the meeting and MCP tracking those things, of course. Well, both, of course, but like quality is not an option to focus on. So yeah. As I told you, like, okay, just a second because the recorder will stop, so I need to start a new video. Hello, Maima. Yeah, okay, you can ask me the question right now. It was regarding the VPs. Like you said, you don't have VPs. Okay, so basically it depends on like the scale or like the capacity of the team in the local market. So local market means a local LC, like a local committee. So basically, like if you have a team of like 4 people or like 5 people, then like this team needs a team leader because like I will not be able like to manage like this huge amount. So like when I see that like there's a team became like bigger, then like we need a team leader for this team. A team leader profile prefer to be a senior member. How to be a senior member? Basically, after fulfilling certain criterias and went like in each membership check, which is quarterly. Membership check is quarterly. I have one LC, which is like, as I said, that this is the most sustainable team. It's AIESEC in Lund. Because there's a VP there and like there's like 4 people in the team. So it's like basically 4 people. But other LCs, it's basically 1, 2, 1, like yeah, like this. One member in 2 LCs and like 2 members in 2 LCs. And both of them are members. So after them having like the operational experience, then like team leader application is opening soon. We are pushing like for them like they will apply like for team leader application and things like this. And also one more thing that like I need to say as well, like the membership duration in AIESEC in Sweden is basically from 6 to 12 months because like most of like our members are internationals. So like you like the majority of the membership are basically from it's either from 6 months to 12 months. So if they are here for 6 months, it's basically like one semester. They can apply like they cannot apply for team leader position. Why? Because like team leader position opens every 6 months, so it's not 1 year. So the position can be like for six is only for 6 months, but becoming a senior member is a different than becoming team leader. Senior member is like by membership check, and membership check is quarterly. So they can have the right to vote, but yet they will not catch the elections for team leader. For the 12 months, they can, of course, like they can have like the period of becoming like operational like members, and then like they can apply for team leader for the next semester if they are here for 1 year, because it's either like they are here for one semester or 1 year as an exchange student or like as a master student or any of those. You're welcome. We had some questions there. Okay, so how the entity worked on having exchange hubs, like having exchange partnerships with universities? Actually, we are working on this right now. So we are setting like specific opportunities to specific fields, like sections, AWGs, active working groups, I mean, inside the university. So we are doing this, but basically the challenge or the main challenge, this is not enough also like for the winter peak. And also like the conversion rate from sign up to applied. Um, what are the main bottlenecks when moving from sign up to approved for each department, GE, GV, and GT? Basically, okay, so basically it's the same. GT, the process time for GT is basically like very, very long. Why? Because most of the applicants from here in Sweden, they apply for like opportunities in Europe because they are already in Sweden, so they want something in Europe if they are internationals. If they are not internationals, or like if they are Swedish, they apply for opportunities outside Europe, like Asia, or like they want to go outside. So this is basically the stereotype. For GV and GE is basically the same. The conversion from sign up to approved is not approved, to be honest, is sign up to applied. So sign up to approved, like from applied to approved, is okay as long as a person applied to a GV or a GE opportunity and they know the value proposition or the message from a GV or a GE, it's fine. The process will continue. Yet, sign up to applied is like very, very, very small or like very low conversion rate. For GT, sign up to applied is fine, like they apply, but sign up, like applied to accepted, this is the issue, of course, because it depends on the CV, it depends on the skills, and like GT, basically, it's this like very difficult process. What is the main focus product, GV and GE? How do you drive an increase in approvals numbers in each LC during peak season? Basically, right now we are having a filtration campaign for all the signups, focusing only as we have like few membership capacity. So we are focusing only on the people who responded, who like sign up and answered, basically emailed us, like showed that they are interested to go on exchange with AIESEC, so that like we don't waste our time contacting like other people and like following up on them. Of course, like we are sending emails, but even though like we have like this um, percentage, and like it's a big percentage of the signups, they sign up and then they don't respond to our emails, they don't respond to um us like contacting them. Maybe like something wrong in the message delivery. Some of them like they sign up and actually they sign up for AIESEC, not to go on exchange right now, but they just sign up to have the account and then they can go on exchange like in 1 year. Sometimes we had like for example, like this year we had approvals of people signed up since 2016. So yeah. So decision making process here is taking like some time for people like to decide like when they want to go on exchange and what is the value that they want to get out of AIESEC products or like AIESEC exchange. Yeah, you had a question. Go. Okay, so in terms of commitment, it's not commitment because they are committed to AIESEC, but like as I said, it's like time management skills. It's very, very important, and like it needs to be in a very professional way here because like time is very, very important here in Sweden, and like they as students they have like their life, and their life is pretty hectic because the university itself or like the education system here is focusing not to leave like for students or for youth, they give them like a lot of options, a lot of things in the university itself, so that like they can have something to do, fun things, activities, um studies, like this is the education system like in the universities in Nordics in general. So they already have things to do. So like when they join AIESEC, they need to like figure out how to manage their time, how to manage, prioritize their activities and stuff, because it's like a bit difficult for them. And for like the knowledge, right now is like, of course, it's becoming much more better because like the education is coming directly from MC. So I'm coaching and giving the knowledge for all the members of AIESEC in Sweden. They can just like text me. I mean, like OGX members, they can just text me anytime, explain the session, record like an NEC, National Education Cycle, and stuff like this, asking about those things. So education, of course, in terms of like communication inside the department, it became much better. So education and knowledge became much more better. It's like rather than before, contacting the LCP to make the VP answer, the MCVP to make the team leader do the personal development plans for their members. So it's like a lot of steps. We had a lot of steps before, but like with the new flat structure, it's much easier. Communication is just like the flow is just like open. Cool, like a pool. Yes, yes, I will share a drive with the videos and the presentation, of course. If you have any questions, text me. Yes, of course, I can answer you. But preferred just take my WhatsApp because I answer much faster on WhatsApp. Sure. Okay. Do you have any questions? Mm, not for now. Okay. Amazing. Then I will end the space. Thank you very much for you attending. Of course, you can just text me anytime if you have any questions. I will share Drive with the videos and like the PPT. And yeah, wish you the best of luck in your application process, guys. De nada. Okay, have a great day. Bye.